And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump walked the red carpet together last night at the 48th Kennedy Center Honors, which, by the way, is all he ever wanted. He never wanted to be president. He just wants to wear a tux and walk red carpets. If someone would just lay down a circular red carpet somewhere, we would never hear from him again. While walking the red carpet last night ahead of the 48th Kennedy Center Honors, President Trump told reporters that he had done very little to prepare for hosting the event and added, quote, "You want to be a little bit loose. Don't think that'll be a problem. If you're anything, you're loose. You're so loose, you're basically coming apart at the seams." President Trump presented medals to the 2025 Kennedy Center honorees over the weekend in the Oval Office, or by the looks of them, in Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Look at them. It looks like the last call at an Eyes Wide Shut party. During the 2026 World Cup drawing ceremony last week, President Trump accepted the new FIFA Peace Prize, which featured a gold medal and trophy. Look at that. He couldn't get a Nobel Prize, so they made up a new Peace Prize just for him, and he still knows he doesn't deserve it. He looks like he's saying, "Can I have some of your fries?" That's right, President Trump was awarded the new FIFA Peace Prize, and I'm sorry, but that thing is evil. That's not a trophy. That's what gives Pinhead his powers. During the 2026 World Cup draw ceremony last week, President Trump said that the name of the sport soccer should be changed to football in the U.S., and pickleball should be changed to just literally anything else. During a cabinet meeting last week, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's name placard misspelled Secretary of War with 2 S's in secretary. But I'm sure after a couple of beers, that's just how he pronounces it. I'm a Secretary of War. The New York Times over the weekend released its list of the 67 most stylish people of the year, which includes Pope Leo. Great, now everyone's gonna start dressing like that. Then a new law is set to take effect this week in Australia to keep children under 16 off social media, which means millions of children in Australia will finally put their phones down, go outside, get bit by something, and die. I should have given them an iPad! Pantone recently announced that its 2026 color of the year is Cloud Dancer, which it describes as a, quote, lofty white neutral, which is also how I describe Steve Kornacki. That joke's for Leslie Jones. She's a big fan. And finally, a raccoon recently broke into a liquor store in Virginia, smashed multiple bottles of bourbon, and was discovered passed out on the bathroom floor, which incidentally is also the Virginia state flag. President Trump hosted a roundtable event yesterday to announce a $12 billion aid package for farmers who have been affected by tariffs. Once again, President Trump has to swoop in and fix a problem created by the worst president in history. President Trump last week renamed the U.S. Institute of Peace the Donald J. Trump United States Institute of Peace. The guy is just jamming his name in everywhere. Can't wait to turn on my TV and say, Donald J. Trump's Tyler Perry's Medea. While presenting medals in the Oval Office to the 2025 Kennedy Center honorees over the weekend, President Trump thanked the jewelry company Tiffany for redesigning the medallions and added that he knows the staff very well because the brand's flagship location is right next to Trump Tower, also because he has a punch card for engagement rings. The White House recently unveiled the official 2025 gingerbread house, which Trump immediately demolished to put in a ballroom. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos met last month at the White House with President Trump for more than an hour. It was supposed to be a half hour, but Trump was buffering. That's right, President Trump met last month with Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos in the Oval Office, apparently to ask if he's allowed to do Squid Games on the White House lawn. Chipotle launched a collaboration today with the luggage company Base to offer a $48 crossbody bag designed to carry one of their burritos, because your stomach was not. And finally, personal care brand Dove has unveiled its holiday treats collection, which includes a sugar cookie antiperspirant. It's the perfect gift for your spouse or loved one who is not yet covered in ants. I think the picture was maybe a mistake. In a lengthy post last night on Truth Social, President Trump complained about his recent exams at Walter Reed Medical Center and said that he took 3 cognitive tests and, quote, aced all 3 of them in front of large numbers of doctors and experts. Not sure that's the brag you think it is. It's one thing if you take a cognitive test. It's another thing if your cognitive tests are standing room only. I got 2 tickets for the Trump exam. Who needs 2? That's right. President Trump said that he's taken a cognitive examination on 3 separate occasions. Dude, that's not good. They don't keep calling you back because they're so impressed. Someone says they've been to the hospital 3 times this year. The only response is, oh no, sending good vibes. While speaking last night at a casino in Pennsylvania, President Trump referred to White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles as Susie Trump. 2 in the mezzanine for the Trump cognitive exam. $60 each, $100 for the bear. During the same speech, President Trump repeated the baseless claim that Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar married her brother in order to immigrate to the U.S. and added, quote, can you imagine if Donald Trump married his sister? No, but it would explain a few things. The Senate is set to vote this week on a Democratic bill to extend Obamacare subsidies. And if you think Chuck Schumer is going to take no for an answer, you have been paying attention. President Trump hosted a group of pastors today at the White House. Okay, well, this will be the one time I don't blame him. During a White House roundtable event on Monday, an Iowa farmer told President Trump that his son told him, quote, Daddy, I don't want Santa Claus to come to our house for Christmas. I want President Trump. Well, you're going to have to leave more than milk and cookies. Grocery chain Stu Leonard's has gained attention online after it began offering vanilla soft serve dipped in melted butter. So yeah, we're going to need those Obamacare subsidies. A California man rode the Radiator Springs Racers attraction at Disneyland on Monday for the 15,000th time. Even crazier, this guy went to the Hall of Presidents twice. I stand by it. The fast food chain White Castle opened its first automated airport kiosk this month, which dispenses ready-to-eat sliders. Wow, I mean, even the ones at the restaurant aren't ready to eat. A Norwegian metal detector enthusiast recently discovered a gilded figurine of Jesus Christ that is believed to be 900 years old. He rushed home to tell his wife, but then he remembered he was a metal detector enthusiast. According to a new report from the LGBTQ dating app Grindr, the country that sends the most nudes is Finland. Of course, in Finland, nude means anything less than 4 layers. And finally, the fast food chain In-N-Out Burger recently confirmed that it has been removed. It has removed the number 69 from its ticket order system because the last thing they want is sexual innuendo over there at In-N-Out Burger. When asked today about the bandage on President Trump's hand, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, quote, we've given you an explanation. The president is literally constantly shaking hands. With who? Freddy Krueger? I mean, as much as Trump sleeps, they've definitely met. After the crowd chanted 4 more years during a rally on Tuesday in Pennsylvania, President Trump said, quote, in Trump time, 3 years and 2 months is called eternity. Oh, I think that's generous. Between ICE raids, Venezuela, and the economy, it feels like we're up to about 3 eternities a week. President Trump yesterday launched his Gold Card program, which offers an expedited immigrant visa process for foreign nationals who pay $1 million to the U.S. government, but it's still not the highest price someone's paid for citizenship. When asked in a new interview if he personally watched the video of a follow-up boat strike on suspected smugglers, President Trump said, quote, "I watch everything." Oh, I know. Trump's on the couch right now like another C-plus monologue from Myers. C-plus. I don't think he's ever been as high as C-plus. C-plus again. He's getting better. U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced yesterday that foreign tourists may have to provide 5 years of social media history before entering the country. Wow, I can't believe they did it. They found a way to make that line move slower. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Time magazine announced today that its Person of the Year are the, quote, individuals who imagined, designed, and built AI. Just think, thanks to them, next year we won't need a Person of the Year. An Oklahoma man was arrested recently after he allegedly tried to rob a liquor store with an antique gun from the mid-1800s. Well, be careful, because I'm pretty sure he always carries 2 of them. A 14-year-old boy in Vermont recently announced that he's running for governor. He made the announcement when his mom asked why he was taking so long in the bathroom. I'm running for governor. I am. I'm gonna fix the roads. A dog in Oklahoma recently set a Guinness World Record with a nearly 8-inch tongue. The best is how bummed out you already are. Because I know the punchline, so it's not about to get better. A dog in Oklahoma recently set a Guinness World Record with a nearly 8-inch tongue. Where in Oklahoma yelled this poodle? Did we give that poodle human eyes? The Baltimore Orioles have reportedly signed former New York Mets star Pete Alonso to a $155 million 5-year deal, which means my crew just signed a 10-year deal with Prozac. A California woman recently gave birth in a self-driving Waymo taxi. Then, to even things out, the Waymo ran over a pedestrian. Wally, would you believe I want to go back a card, Wally?
I believe it.
So here's the thing, guys. Wally, Cue Card Wally and I, we've worked together for years, and we run the cards beforehand in my dressing room, and every now and then we catch, that's where we catch a typo, right, Wally?
Caught it right there.
Yeah, we caught taxi.
Yep.
He spelled it with an E.
Yeah, someone did. Yeah.
You caught it, you circled it.
Yep, and I told him, too. I said, hey, fix that taxi. It's got an extra E there. And there it is.
Oh, you, between backstage and now, you had them add an E.
No, I said, get rid of that E. And they didn't listen. They said, I think it's right. He's wrong.
You know what I don't care for? When I try to blame you and then you blame someone else.
Yeah.
It stops with you, Wally.
Okay, I take the blame. I'll take the blame.
I love how you moved it real fast, too, after that joke.
I tried. Tried to bury the evidence.
I said earlier, why did you spell it with an E? And you looked me in the eye and said, it's a girl taxi. You looked me in the eye. And finally, JetBlue is set next week to open its first ever lounge at JFK Airport, which is inspired by a New York City apartment. So enjoy your free cookies and 14 roommates. And that was a monologue, everybody.